Hey guys, I'm Kibbles, the creator of Video Game Databank, or the content creator behind the YouTube. Now, I was going to do a face reveal when I hit 50k subs, but I feel like this is more important, so I'm just doing it now. So you might be familiar with the controversy that has been swirling around of how I got a copyright strike on one of my New World videos for covering a bug or something, or so it seemed. Well, that issue has finally been resolved. Now, there were a lot of controversies and misinformation going around revolving this video that I made, and I'm going to be addressing a lot of the controversies later in the video. For now, I'm going to be sticking to the timeline, what happened, and what the resolution was, and what the explanation was from Amazon Games. So the way this began was that I found a bug right after patch 1.2 came out for New World. If you're not familiar, New World's an MMO, in case you're coming to this controversy from some unrelated thing. And in that game, when that patch came out, there's this issue with trade skill aptitude levels, where if you crafted too many items at one single time, it would not give you the XP for all the levels. You could only get 3 levels at a time. So if you crafted enough for 5 levels all at once, you'd only get 3 levels. Those last 2 levels would be lost. So I made a video warning people about this. I found this out because I was making a video about what do you find, or what are you going to get when you open a bunch of chests, like 300, 400 is what I was aiming for. And I wanted to see my cooking aptitude at level 100 on day 1, which was going to be pretty cool. In the process of making that video, I realized that I was wasting materials. And that was when I realized, oh wow, I have a much more important video to make. So instead, I quickly made a video to tell people about it. I showed them my reaction because I was recording when I realized, and I had that moment of, oh no, I'm wasting mats. And that was like my reaction basically in that video. And I talked about and explained how to avoid it, the rough numbers you would need to craft. Is it possible for Arcana? Is it possible for jewel crafting? With all the details. And then as quickly as I could, I got that out to YouTube to warn as many people as possible, because the patch had just dropped and tons of people like me had stockpiled crazy amounts of materials in order to get the cooking, not the cooking chest, but just the aptitude chests in general. And I was trying to protect as many people as possible from having to say, I mean, it really was like a gut punch, guys, to lose that many materials. It really sucked. And I was like, okay, I can help some people. So I posted that, and then I went to the forums, and I started a thread reporting that bug, linking to my video, and, telling them about it, hoping that it would get fixed. And then later that day, I had that thought of, well, I always tell people to contact support for issues. I guess I'll contact support and tell them, hey, this happened. I lost, maybe 40,000 coins worth of, potential wealth or whatever here because I lost 60 cooking aptitude levels. And so I sent that to support. I think it was the next day, or maybe it was the day after. I think it was the next day, though. I don't have the exact timestamp from the 18th or whatever day it was. And they sent an email back and were like, no, we can't give you any gold because this feature is intended. And they linked me to a patch from November. And I was like, okay, here we go. So anyway, I was like, okay. So I replied, and I was like, this is not my issue. I explained to the guy how aptitude levels work and what all the details. And I said something that was a little bit rude, but, and I was like, whoever you sent this to either didn't understand or they were running from or avoiding the problem, and sent it to him. And then a little bit later, they came back with a message saying it's been reopened. We are investigating, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. And I was like, okay. And so then I replied to that. And that was where I messed up. So I replied to that, and I linked to one of my videos. I said, I know it's a little confusing, but it's a very serious bug and it needs to be addressed. Here's a video that'll help help the technical team understand exactly what is going wrong. And I linked to that video, and I put the timestamp right at when I craft 3,000 hearty meals and go, did I get perfectly 3 levels? Like, wow, what are the odds of that? And then I crafted like 5,000 and was like, I only got 3 levels. My reaction, I think an actual quote might have just been, oh no, oh no, I'm wasting mats. I think that's what I said verbatim, actually. And I sent that to them. And I was like, okay, I didn't really think anything of it. Like, I didn't even want the coins, to be honest. I didn't really care. I just wanted to see what they would say to address it to me. I don't know. I don't know what I was really thinking, honestly. Like, I didn't really care to get the money. Like, but I don't know. I thought I was being helpful in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. And so about 2 hours later, maybe it was 3, it was 2, 3 hours later, I was on my YouTube because, you know, I work like 8 to 10 hours a day on YouTube. So I'm constantly checking comments and doing things and uploading videos and stuff. And I was on the YouTube and I went to go check something and it just popped up on my page. You have a copyright strike. And I was like, oh, what? Excuse me? And then I was like thinking, okay, what video could it be? And I went through the list and there it was. And I clicked in more details and I'm like, dude, that's the video I sent them. And I was immediately like, oh gosh, am I in trouble? Then my mind started going like, okay, what is happening? Like, because on my YouTube, there was, I deleted it all. And I told you guys, I deleted it all. There was some like questionable content. Like there was an exploit where you could sneak into you could glitch through a wall and get in the defender's fort during a war and backcap the flag. And I had this video where I spent like 6 minutes telling you guys that there's this exploit showing you how to block them. You can put powder kegs on the spot where they breach out of the wood, and you can block them. And I showed clips of people inside the fort. And after like 6 minutes of being like, if you see anyone do this, ban, whatever. But then I showed people how to do it. I was like, okay, I'm showing the reasons I showed. And I said the reasons I showed were because one was it makes it easier so you can see where they're breaching out of the wood. So you can know how to place your powder kegs better. And the other reason is to get attention to it because we need it fixed. Like it's almost as serious as a gold dupe. Like the gold dupe is more serious, but the war one is like one step below that. And I was like, I need everyone to know so they will prioritize. It needs to be prioritized. This is a very big problem. Like, and that was the reason. Now, whether or not that was wrong, I don't know. Based on what they've said to me, I don't think it's wrong. And we're going to get down to that in a minute, like the email they sent me and me trying to understand legally what's going on here. But like I had some videos, I think that was probably the closest to bad one. The other ones were just kind of like, we'll get to it in a minute. Actually, you know what? We'll get to that in a minute, but they weren't bad. It was like I called farming the dryad dogs for logging XP. I called that a cheat, you know, and I threw it in my cheat playlist. But we'll get to why I label things that way. People are like, oh, clickbait. And it's like not exactly why that's happening, why I'm labeling things that way. But we'll get to that after I get through the rest of the timeline here. But because I had videos that were either some of them were showing bugs and some of them were just the title and thumbnail were just in poor taste. And that's really how I saw it. So I was like, okay, it makes me look bad, I guess. Maybe they're going to come after me now. So I went through and I was like, I don't need these videos. Let me just delete anything that says anything about cheats or exploits or bugs or anything like that. Data mines, just dump it all. And I actually missed too. So people got screenshots there. Look, he's a cheater. He's cheating or whatever. We'll get to that in a minute, though. I will get to that in a minute. And so I went through and I cleansed everything. And that because I was thinking at that point, like, maybe these things, to my understanding, those things were not TOS, actually, as far as, like, we'll get my content removed. I genuinely just thought this is fine. And I always made sure not to post anything totally insane. Like, back when the gold dupe happened, people were trying, hey, dude, I know how the gold dupe works. Do you want to know? And I was like, no. No, I'm not touching that. I remember I had a DM with some guy. And I was like, I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I think I literally said that to him. Don't tell me. I don't need to know, okay? But like, if it's really bad, I'm not going to make a video saying, hey guys, here's this terrible thing, go destroy the world. Like, you know, I had one where I told people to open their lock boxes, and I labeled it, we're going to destroy the economy of inflation, but it was literally open your Christmas presents. You know, if that's an exploit, then ban my New World account for opening my lock boxes, guys. Anyway, so at that point, I didn't know what was going to happen because I have 1 copyright strike. Now, if you don't know how this works, 1 copyright strike, you can't live stream. 2, I'm not entirely sure about 2, but I know 3, you can't post videos anymore. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, if you get 3 copyright strikes, you have a 7-day grace period, okay, where your videos stay up, but you can't even touch your YouTube anymore. You can't post things. You can't connect with the audience at all after 3 strikes. So I didn't know if they were going to be like, I thought at the time I wasn't sure. So I thought maybe they sent that video to someone and they were like, this is not okay. We're going to get rid of videos like this. And I thought maybe they're going to come after and copyright. Like at that point, they showed they have the power to go copyright strike this video and this one, bam, 3 copyright strikes, you're done. And that was in my mind, like that could happen right now. So I contacted the email for the video that got the copyright strike. And it was from like IRDito, which is some intellectual property theft and cybersecurity firm that's partnered with AWS and all this. And I sent an email to that, And end of that day, support team had never replied to that ticket. The IRDito people had never replied. And I was like starting to get pretty nervous at that point. I was like, you know, if I wake up tomorrow and I just suddenly have 3 copyright strikes, I have no way to tell anyone, and I'm just done. It's over. So the next day in the morning, I was still debating. I debated all night. I was up. I couldn't even sleep for a little while. I just kept thinking, like, should I, shouldn't I? How should I address this? What should I do? And I made a video, which is the video most of you are going to be familiar with if you're coming here. Maybe not ever. Maybe some people see this video and they never saw the other one. But that was where I made the video of explaining what happened. And the reason I made that video, there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, this guy wanted attention, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I was about to get like blacklisted from content creation because of what happened. I was like, you know, I want people to understand, not only is this my job, but think of this. Imagine being an electrical engineer for a Ford Motor Company plant somewhere, okay? But if you get fired, you don't just get fired, you get blacklisted from ever being an electrical engineer ever again as long as you live. So either you go get a job with a non-college degree, just like a high school diploma job, or you go back to college so you can get a different college grade job. That is basically what you are facing if you get deplatformed from YouTube, because you lose your entire audience, you lose everything. You can try to build from the ground up on something else, but in this case, Amazon also owns Twitch, which is like the other really big alternative. And then I tried TikTok or something. I mean, you see the point. It's very, very difficult to ever get your job back in any area, basically, especially at my size. I'm not as big as some of the gigantic people can move someone else. The audience, at least some of the audience is going to follow. In my case, I'm just done. I'm gone, right? So I made the video because I didn't know if I was going to be gone or not. And the real goal to my video, I had no idea it was going to blow up like that. If I had known it was going to blow up like that, I wouldn't have mentioned anything about my health, which we'll get to in a second. But if I didn't know it was going to blow up like that, man, I would have definitely done that video differently. Because the reason I made that video was for my supporters, like my biggest fans. I have some people who really, really enjoy my content. And I made that video so that if I did get 2 more copyright strikes that day, that they would be able for 7 days to be able to see that video and understand what happened to me instead of just thinking, I guess he just got bored and deleted his YouTube. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I can use Discord, but I can only reach so many people that way. So I didn't know what honestly, I thought half the people were going to be like, ha, you're getting banned, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because I have a lot of people who, you know, don't really like what I'm doing for whatever reason. But okay, that was fine. I just want to tell my biggest fans. But it blew up. Oh my gosh, did it blow up. I had no idea it was going to get that insane. And there was a forum thread that they finally closed just like an hour ago when I was recording this that had over 1,000 replies in like 48 hours or whatever. There's a Reddit post that over 1,000 upvotes. People were furious, and I was not expecting it. And I was very taken aback by it, very humbled by it, that you guys were so supportive of what was happening with my channel. Blew my mind. It was so cool. I had no idea that you guys were going to all work together to support me like that. It was amazing. And then on top of that, I was not expecting people like Asmongold to watch my video, and then he made a video about it, which now he had to redact. You know, he changed it to unlisted because he made a correction video once they showed it was a mistake, and his video was more focused on are they actually making this a policy, which he was thinking the same thing as me. I watched their dev update, and they were like, we don't want you posting these things to YouTube. But the way they made it sound was like, we prefer not like a ban hammer, you can't. Like, it was more of a please don't. So, you know, but either way, you know, he posted about it. Swole Benji posted about it. There's another YouTube, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. There's some other guy, and he had one ranting about it. And then there was Kira TV and at least 1 or 2 others that people showed me. People kept linking me things on Discord and be like, dude, have you seen this? Have you seen this? You're on Kira TV. You Asmongold watcher. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. Anyway, all of them supported me in this and were like, hey, we need an answer from Amazon. You know, what is happening? And so they all did that. And then the next day, which was Monday in the afternoon, Asmongold got a direct message from someone in Amazon, and they told him it was a mistake and that my video would be reinstated and the copyright strike taken away. And he messaged me on Twitter and told me that, which I responded to with like, oh my gosh, wow, that's awesome. Thanks for getting involved. I appreciate, you know, I don't know. Honestly, I'll be honest, guys. I don't know if my video would have gotten reinstated and this would have been even acknowledged by them if Asmongold, and Asmongold especially just because he's so big, but there was also Kier TV, which is probably the next biggest, and then also, you know, Swole Benji and all others that also helped. And even, like, Damone Kim has not posted a video since this happened, and I don't really follow him, so I don't know if that, I struggle to believe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was a coincidence, but I'm almost thinking even that was like he doesn't want to post anything until this blows over, or I'm not sure what's happening there. So even that, he might have been an indirect supporting your fellow content creator, and I really appreciate that from all of them. If you're watching out there, Asmongold and Kier TV and Swole Benji and the other guys that I can't remember everyone's name. There were so many videos. I appreciate what you guys did. I really do. That I feel like that helped a lot. It got a lot of attention drawn to this so that they actually responded, because I don't know if they would have responded to me otherwise. Like, you know, 50K subs seems like a lot, but 50K subs is like you're just breaching through the water to like renowned status. Like when you're at like 10K, you could disappear and it's really hard to be noticed. At 50K, it's like you kind of get noticed, but you're not big enough to make a gigantic splash. The only reason I made a gigantic splash is because other people picked it up that do make giant splashes. So I appreciate them making those giant splashes so that attention gets drawn to this and it will get resolved. Well, skip ahead to later that night. I saw the video from Kier TV, and a little bit after that video went live, Kier TV joined my Discord and opened a DM with me, and he told me that he had someone from Amazon that he would like me to get in contact with. And so I got in contact with this person, and he requested later on that I not use his name or show you the exact conversation I had with him, because it was kind of off the record, and I'm going to respect that for him because he seemed like a really nice guy. But I will paraphrase some of what was said in there and give you the idea of some of the more important things that were discussed between me and him, or him and I guess you're supposed to say. So he came in and was like, hello, and I was like, oh, hey, and I gave him this, you know, I use emojis like crazy. I have a friend from Germany. She used emojis that rubbed off on me. I use these emojis constantly. If you're talking to me, I'm sorry I used them. It's just a habit now, but use emojis for like hello and stuff and all this. And then he gave me what was a copy-paste message that had been pre-written. I know because it just popped in like that and was like 3 paragraphs, and I'm like, you didn't just type like 9,000 words a minute. Anyway, so that message was basically an apology, and that this was not intended. Now, I'm about to explain what they said the reason was, but before I explain what the reason was, I want to say, if you can handle it, try to watch until I'm done explaining before stopping and then drawing your own conclusion, because I have a lot to explain on that reason. Because the reason, when I tell you the reason, it's going to sound like total BS, okay? It's going to sound like total BS, and that's what I thought at first, too, actually. I was like, okay, dude, like, wait, what? Like, I want to, but he was really nice. Like, I want to believe him, but I was so skeptical. So they said that I was not the target of the copyright strike. That instead, that copyright strike was supposed to go to a gold-selling advertisement that happened to be on my video. And I was like, and they're like, and also we want to offer you 5 free copies of the game, which, I mean, I'll give them away. I don't want 5 free copies of the game, but I'll take them. I'll give them to some of you guys somehow, do a giveaway or something. I don't know. But I heard that excuse and I was like, that sounds like total BS, dude. I didn't believe that for a second. So I went, you know, he asked, do you have any questions? And I was like, oh, I have questions. I gave him one of those little sippy emotes, dude. Like, oh, we got questions. All right. And I asked, I went back and forth and stuff. And then he even said something about like he was going to go to the forums and say that. And I was like, I hit him with the Monka Giga emote. If you don't know, the Monka Giga emote. And I was like, dude, you need some evidence before you go to post that right now. Because at the time, that thread was raging. Asmongold hadn't posted yet. It was just going to be Amazon's employee against the world saying, hey, we actually targeted an advertisement and somehow went after this guy. And everyone's going to, I was like, dude, they are going to be furious if you say nobody's gonna, I was like, 90% of people are not going to believe that. And I told him, you know, he was like, okay, so he was going to contact the team who knows more and then get back to me. And I told him, when you do that, send me an email from an Amazon domain so I can, A, prove that you are who you say you are. Like, I believe them at this point, but I need proof that this is the guy I was talking to, or at least he was an Amazon person. And then also, like, just so I can have an official response to show you guys what they said that we can go off of. And also then I gave them a bunch of things of like things that I really need clarified by the time they get around to the email, if you can, whatever. I told him, I don't need an apology. More than anything, the community needs an apology, but not me. Like I was like, me personally, I don't care. I just want it to be done, dude. I just want to get back to work. Like this is my job. I just want to work, man. I don't need all this drama and crap. This is insane. But I told him I feel like an apology isn't for me. It's more of so everyone knows that they are remorseful over the mistake that was made. So anyway, he was like, okay. And then the next morning, I think it was, or no, it was today. It was today around like 4 p.m. or something. I'll look at it. We'll look at it together in a second. There was an email from Amazon, whatever domain. I forget which one. We'll look at it in a second. And they formalized the apology and gave a little bit more detail, but not a lot of detail. So again, I'm still getting to the point of explaining why I believe them. I do believe them that this was a mistake. And I do believe it was actually what they say. And I will get to that after we look at the email. So let's take a look at this email that they sent me. So this is the actual email. I'm going to block out the actual address that they sent it from, but it was from, as you can see, at Amazon.com, which is what I need to prove that this is them and they really are addressing me. So what they said is, we are reaching out to let you know there was a mistake in the copyright strike against your video. The intended target for the strike was an advertisement on YouTube for a gold-selling website. By mistake, your video was reported instead. When this matter came to our attention, we immediately started working on reversing the strike on your video. What happened to your video and your channel was unacceptable. We're conducting an investigation into the situation to ensure this doesn't happen again. We won't be providing additional information as we have to protect the safety and privacy of our employees. This is not the action of a rogue or undisciplined employee, but an example of human error which can happen. We do not take down videos that provide feedback, positive or negative, about the game. These videos provide the dev team with invaluable insight on the issues and bugs the community wants to see addressed in the game. We do, however, take action against videos advertising gold, cheats, hacks, or bots for sale, as they are prohibited content under our content usage policy. Your video was not breaking the policy. However, we do accept responsibility that an error by an individual could have led to this result, and we are working hard to ensure this doesn't happen again. We are very sorry that this happened to your channel and apologize for the inconvenience and poor experience. We care about our content creators and are very appreciative of the time and effort it takes to make these videos. We thank you for your support for New World and hope to make it up to you by offering you 5 copies of New World to give away on your channel. So, I mean, I'm totally satisfied with this email, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't even need an apology, guys. I just want to be able to work my job and show you guys New World news and stuff and demonstrate bugs and show you what's wrong with the game, what's good at the game, and help you with tips and tricks and guides and all. I just love making this content. But there's one thing in here that I asked for clarification on because it is a little ambiguous, but I'm going to say what I think it means. But that's why I asked for clarification, because I feel like not everyone's going to have the same opinion on this. People are going to be bickering, even in the comments of this video, probably about this. So they say, we do, however, take action against videos advertising gold, cheats, hacks, or bots for sale as they are prohibited under our content usage policy. So some people will look at this and say, well, therefore, you're not allowed to post cheats. But then we get into a thing here where they're saying we're not allowed to have videos advertising cheats. Is that how they're wording it? Because we're not allowed to have videos advertising gold, but then they throw down the comma and then cheats, hacks, or bots. So is it advertising gold, advertising cheats, advertising hacks, advertising bots? What's the definition of advertising in this case? Is advertising for sale on all these? I think that's what they mean. They mean we can't say, go to this website, buy this cheat that lets you wall hack, which I think you'd almost classify them both as hacks, but still, I think that is the type of cheats they're talking about, is ones where you're advertising a cheat for sale that is I'm assuming external software that you use. That is why, though, I was asking for clarification, because I really want to nail this down definitively, not for me, but for all New World content creators. Now, I think all the New World content creators would probably agree with me that we are okay with not posting certain videos as long as we get clear guidance on what is okay and what is not okay. If they will lay out for us definitively what is okay, what is not okay, then I can just avoid it. But I really don't like this ambiguousness or whatever, however you say it, ambiguity. There we go, ambiguity of this. Because right now it's like, okay, I feel like legally, I feel like we got them there though, that the content is not, cheats are not, well, they didn't say cheats are okay, like the cheating and the bugs and showing videos about that and stuff. But they didn't say it was not, there's ambiguity here. And I'm like, okay, so I asked for clarification because of that, because like I said, if they'll tell us, okay, look, we don't want these types of videos and we are reserving we won't take them down, but we reserve our right to take down whatever videos. If they're going to say that to me, that's fine. I won't make whatever videos they're going to basically complain about or be unhappy. Like they're going to be unhappy with certain ones, but I want the freedom to make videos they're going to be unhappy about. But if they say that we don't want you to make videos showing gold dupes, for example, which I've never shown gold dupes on this channel, but a quick YouTube search found me many channels that have gold dupe videos that are still up, by the way, from the old gold dupes. They've already been fixed. But, if they don't want us to post that, that's fine. I had no intention of posting that anyway, but if they're like, okay, we don't want you to post videos showing bugs at all, well, that's kind of insane, but if they'll just tell me definitively, I'm not going to post them. That's fine. I like news and guides are my most important thing that I do. The bugs and stuff are secondary to that. So naturally, I replied, "Thank you. I appreciate the clarification. I will take the 5 copies of New World to give away to people. I don't see any reason not to do it." Before I can really bring the situation to a close, however, there's one clarification that I absolutely must get. You guys said I, and others, aren't allowed to make videos, quote, advertising, end quote, cheats, and then quote again, for sale, end quote. That whole sentence needs a small clarification. Is the only video that can get me and others in trouble going to be videos that advertise cheats, as in cheats that you buy? If content creators, such as myself, make videos about cheats that already exist in the game, or exploits that already exist in the game, such as glitching through walls to backcap forts in wars, are those videos allowed, or will they lead to copyright strikes? This issue needs clarification because a lot of people now think we will get copyright strikes on YouTube for posting videos showcasing new bugs in the game and demonstrating how to replicate them. Please let me know definitively about this so I and others can move forward with our jobs with confidence that we won't get copyright strikes for showing bugs in the New World game itself. Now, as for that email, I am still waiting for a reply. It's been a few hours, but I'm absolutely going to give them till at least tomorrow. I'm not just going to jump to conclusions that there's anything going on. I'm sure they probably consult with their legal team before responding to that, and I really hope that I get something definitive for all of us, because if they just come back with more ambiguity, it's like I'm just going to keep going back and forth till they stop replying. Either just tell us what we're not allowed to do and we won't do it. It's as simple as that. Anyway, so the reason I believe it, though, the reason I believe the explanation they gave, okay, it sounded completely ludicrous when I first heard it, because I was thinking, you can't copyright strike an advertiser, can you? And that's where I'm still kind of but here's what I believe happened, okay? So I messaged a support person, and to the best of this is my belief, the support team really seems like it's outsourced to another company, and that company hires people from all over the world, some of whom only understand English at an intermediate level, and I'm not sure if it was that person or if it was someone else. It doesn't really matter, okay? I don't want to pick on one person and, get people going after them or something. That's why they said they want to protect the privacy and safety of their employees. I'm like, I agree. There's so much, anger going about from this that I would never want to direct that at an actual individual human being. I don't care how wrong they did something. That's just, it's not fair, right? So what I think happened, though, I don't know who it was in the chain, support person got the video, forwarded it to the team, someone between the team and the support person or another support person or the support person's manager or somebody somewhere saw the video, they hit the play button, and my videos have advertisements on them. And at the beginning, no matter where you put a timestamp, when you hit that play button, it plays an ad. And what I think happened is somebody who doesn't know almost anything about YouTube or how it works, maybe they're like 70 years old. Okay, I don't know how anybody doesn't know how ads work on YouTube. Maybe they've had ad block for 8 years and forgot that ads even are a thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, so they hit play, and it played an advertisement for a gold seller before playing my video. And my guess would be they saw that, they let it play for like 10 or 20 seconds, paused the video, and were like, this guy's trolling. Why did he send us this? Like, what? Like, okay. And they sent it off to the legal team, and we're like, this guy made a video trying to sell gold. Like, they literally didn't watch it beyond that, is my guess. That they just watched the advertisement, paused during the advertisement, and we're just like, WTF? Like, this guy's trolling. And so they sent it to the legal team probably, and we're like, we need to DMCA this. It is advertising gold selling, which I personally I agree with. Like, if you're advertising selling gold, have those videos taken down. I have no problem with that. Like, I don't know that I agree with taking videos down necessarily, but I'm not going to complain about that. Like, okay, that's reasonable. It's hurting the integrity of your game, and there's all these other factors, that are pretty significant. So, yeah. But I think that's what happened. They sent it to another team. Then that team wrote up the whole, because in order to get a copyright, like make a copyright claim, it's not like you write a little one sentence, hey, this is ours. It's like a 3-page document plus with tons of legal jargon and everything. It's not an easy thing to just done, okay? So they sent it to the legal team. The legal team did it. They didn't ask questions. You're in a corporation. You don't just say, oh, it doesn't make sense to me. You're just going to be like, I'm told to do this. I'm doing my job. I'm not going to question them, what they do. Like, yeah, I'm just doing the legal stuff, right? So they did that. They sent that off to YouTube. And here's where things get kind of scary. And I think a lot of content creators are going to be unhappy about this too, once I point this out. So, to the best of my knowledge, from the way I'm seeing this, is that, especially with the expedience and the time that it went through, how quickly, my guess, and this is my speculation, and I'll give you some reasons why, my speculation is that somebody at YouTube, whichever, like, they probably have tons of employees who look at these things as they come, and they probably get hundreds a day, if not more. Whatever employee was like, all right, looking at the thing, and like, all right, what is it, whatever, and they got the next one, they're like, from Amazon LLC. I'm not even going to read it. It's Amazon. Of course it's going to be something legitimate, and they just check, send it off. And I think that is what happened. That's my guess, okay? Now, that's complete speculation. I'm not trying to say I know for sure, oh, YouTube's a bad actor or something. It's probably just some guy. He probably saw Amazon, check, send it off, okay? Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. That's my speculation. And what I'm speculating is people kept asking me, and I kept seeing people talking like the forum and things saying, well, we're just trusting this guy. Why doesn't he tell us what they said? Because every time there's a copyright strike, they tell you what it was in the video and give you a timestamp, blah, 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 which, is that true? I don't know if that's true or not, but not in this case. In this case, it was, you've got a copyright strike. It was manually detected. Copyright infringement. No timestamps. No explanation at all. It literally said, due to a copyright notice that we received, we had to take down your video from YouTube. That was all I got. If I had some elaborate information on what it was, I would have told you guys in that last video. So that's where people are like, oh, he's like hiding information. There's no information. Like, I'm not hiding. There's literally nothing. Like, it was you copyright strike, the end. That was it. What makes this kind of scary, though, is I think that's also why my counterclaim just got rejected. And it got rejected pretty fast. And I think it's just that they saw it was Amazon, and they were like, I don't care what he says. If Amazon says it's copyright infringement, it's Amazon. I'm going to trust Amazon over this guy no matter what he says. Because I gave a copyright claim, and I quoted the content usage policy, and I said, quote, they said we're allowed to do this. This video was all these things that they just said. Quote, we're allowed to do this with New World content. Blah, blah, blah. I had just reason after reason after reason why I'm in compliance. I linked to the thing so they could see and read it for themselves and see that I'm in compliance. My guess is, and this is complete speculation, so I don't want to be held to this, but my speculation is, same situation. Some guy got the thing and 2,000 words and it's Amazon. I'm not going to read like some, multi-thousand word thing. Like, he's wrong. It's Amazon. Like, of course Amazon's going to be right. Like, I'm assuming. I don't want YouTube to come after me now. Now YouTube's going to come after me and be like, you're lying about what we are and what we do. Like, oh God, I hope not. It'll suck. Because this is just speculation. Don't hold me to this. I don't want to get in trouble for speculating. But that's what I do speculate that happened though. And if that is true, again, speculation. But if that is true, that's a scary thought, because that means that Amazon can come after your YouTube and get you 3 copyright strikes, and some guy at YouTube is just going to say, check, you're done, without even reading the legal documents they send to you and your counterclaims, because it is Amazon. Now, again, whether or not that's true, I don't know. It's complete speculation, but based on like the time frames of these things and getting rejected, like, and all these things, it just seems plausible to me, and I'm very suspicious of it. But on the bright side, my video's back, which I don't care about the video. I could delete that video at this point. I have hundreds of videos. Nobody cares about this video, but it's back. Whatever. My video's back. Oh, cool. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful to Amazon that they were acknowledging this was a mistake. Thank you, Amazon Games, for acknowledging the mistake. And I only cared at the copyright strike. I could delete the video. The copyright strike, to the best of my knowledge, is gone. Now, I'm not an expert at YouTube. I know I have 50K subs, and it makes me think, oh, this guy knows everything about YouTube. I don't. But when I go through, I don't see. I went to the copyright section. Nothing stood out to me, so I think it's gone. I think the copyright strike against my account is gone, which means I can stream again, which means I can continue that 100K coin speedrun challenge that was supposed to be done 3 months ago, but the trading post got shut down twice, and 3 times for EU, and it was in EU. Anyway, so it's back, and I'm very glad about that. And I want to say, though, okay, and some people are like, did they pay you to sit? No, listen. I think that Amazon Games, the studio, the company, like the employees, the technical team, most of the, not the customer support section when you actually contact support, but the actual employees at the main, like, company, I think that they are doing a fantastic job with this game. Now, there's criticism to be had from a lot of people. They're like, we knew about these bugs before launch and they didn't fix them, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, there's criticism to go around, and that's fine. And obviously there's that, they should have done this better, they should have delayed again. So many things that people could have done right. And we don't want to give them a lot of slack because we say, it's Amazon, even though it's actually underneath of Amazon, his own company with his own budget and things like that. Okay, but with criticism aside, and there's obviously things to criticize, I really genuinely think that they are doing a good job listening to the community, making changes as fast as they can to fix things that we are having issues with, and just overall doing the right thing with the direction of the game. Like, they listen to us and have changed how the expertise gear score nerf system is going to work because we were so unhappy about it. Like, I haven't seen that in other games. I've never really seen that, and I think it's a great thing. So, like, I really do think that they are doing a great job, which is why I was so taken aback by this when this happened to me, because on this YouTube, I'm almost always very, very supportive, saying they're doing a good job. I explain the reasons why it might be taking so long for things. Like, I give them the benefit of the doubt every time there's something wrong. I praise them every time they do something right, and I genuinely mean it. Like, I don't know. It's not just like being nice for no reason. I really think, because I played Archage, man. The servers went down on the first weekend after launch, and they were like, we'll come back in on Monday and turn the servers on Monday, and we couldn't play the game for 3 days online. And that's just one example of some of the insane bad management that I have seen over the years on MMOs, okay? So with that as my background, like, I really think they're doing a pretty damn good job. Now, could it be better? Absolutely. But that could be said for almost every single game company in the universe. So I want to be on the record that I mean that. I think they're doing a good job. But let me move on to the next topic because I'm just dragging that out too long. I repeat myself too much. Someone complained about that in a comment. They said, this guy repeats himself too much. And I was like, you are right, sir. And I've gotten better at it. But I'm doing my best, okay? So, controversies. I want to address this in this video because after reading lots of different places, there were so many controversies and speculations that I have the ability to address for all of you, okay? So the first one I want to address is my health. So in that video, I made a comment near the end that people thought was hyperbole or overly dramatic. Now, I did not know that that video was going to reach such a large, like, wide-reaching audience. If I had known that, I would not have included that in that video, because what I said about my health was actually accurate, and I don't really want people to know about it. That was for my supporters, my biggest fans, me getting personal with them for a moment, because I did not know how much it was going to go viral on the internet. Now, I know, oh, well, you put it on YouTube and you have 50K subs, so of course it's going to get 5 times more views than all the other videos you usually post. Like, I thought it was going to get like 8,000. I thought it was going to get less views than my normal videos, to be honest with you guys. I thought it'd get like 5 to 8,000. It was for my biggest supporters. That was the end of it, or whatever. Maybe you get more because it was kind of catchy title, basically. I mean, how can you argue with I'm going to get permanently banned from YouTube because of contacting Amazon Game Support or whatever? But that was not for a general audience. But here's the truth about that. I'm going to touch on that for just a second. My health is very poor. You can kind of see by looking at my eyeballs if you haven't been paying attention. I have chronic health issues that I don't want to disclose because of just my privacy, right? But I am very sick, but not nearly as bad as it's been with some chronic health stuff. I'm trying to get better, but it's not as easy as just taking some antibiotics and calling it a day. It's not as bad as cancer. I'll let you guys know that. I don't have cancer, thank God for that. But it's definitely one of the really tough ones that is like a long-term battle to try to beat, and it's been hell. This past summer, I was literally in and out of the hospital because it got so bad. A year and a half, or not this January that just passed, but the one before that, I got so sick at one point that I was down to 116 pounds. Now, for a reference, I am 6'2", which for you European viewers or anywhere that uses metric, that is around 188 centimeters. That's how tall I am. And I was down to, what is that, like 52 kilograms or something? It's 116 pounds. You guys can go convert it if you want. I think it was like 52 kilograms or 51 kilo. It was really low. Okay. So things have not been well over here. Things have not been good. And I didn't even want to share that, but I thought I was never going to see my audience again, potentially. So I just threw in a little tidbit there at the end of like, hey guys, I'm really sick. I need this job. I feel like I could die if I don't get it because make enough money to have to change your health insurance and then immediately lose it. Now you can't have any health insurance. If you go to the hospital, now you're going to owe $1 million basically. Oh man. And then you can't afford any medicine or anything. You can't see doctors. And I felt like, dude, I could die. Like, it's that serious. Like, I really need this job. So, and people are like, oh, to go get another job. I mean, it's kind of not easy with the condition that I have. I don't want to disclose it, but it's not that easy to just like go work normal 40-hour-a-week jobs. Okay. But that is what that was about, guys. And like, I'm sorry that I'm not well. I wish I could be well and not even have this be something I'm even mentioning to you guys. And I'm not proud of being sick. Like, I don't want people to know that I'm sick, but now I'm kind of committed. I really want to explain that because that was like, people thought I was like being a drama queen. It was like, I really just tell you guys, like, it's not drama queen. Life can suck real bad sometimes for some people. And I was one of those people who got dumped on like that, man. Don't ever get high on antibiotics, man. Let me tell you, don't ever take the max possible dose of ciprofloxacin, which was twice a day for 14 days. I know some of you out there will know how bad that is. Some of you are actual doctors and are like, what? And they give me that for literally no reason. They were like, we think you might have a sinus infection because your eyes are bloodshot. You want to take some antibiotics? And I didn't know they were bad. And they gave me the super dose. The bottle literally had a skull and crossbones on it. Said, this is poison. And I didn't know antibiotics were bad. I was kind of scared by that, but it was like, it's just antibiotics, you know, and whatever. So I took it. And that pretty much screwed up my life. My life's pretty screwed because of that. Hopefully I'll get better eventually, but it's been a multi-year struggle. So we'll see how that goes. But don't worry about that. That's not really the point of any of this. I just wanted to address that because people did not realize I was actually being serious. Freaking crazy, man. But anyway, the next thing I want to touch on, there was a screenshot where 2 of my cheat videos, I had forgotten I missed apparently and had taken down. And I also left the playlist up that had them and showed how many videos used to be in there. And someone got a screen cap of that, which then made me go, there's cheats. I don't need those things on my freaking YouTube. Like, it's not worth. I'm just going to go delete them. So I delete them. I deleted the playlist, and people were like, look, he deleted it. It's proof that he was doing something wrong. And it's like, no, dude. I just got a copyright strike, and it made me go, why do I even have these videos? Is it really, like, I don't even think I'm going to get in trouble for these, but how much are they really getting me? Like $5 a month or something at this point? Just throw them out. Who needs that crap? But, I mean, I would leave them up, especially if I get clarification from Amazon. It's fine. But here's the thing, though. You go, oh, he posts cheats. Yeah, I post old person cheats, okay? I don't know how old I look, but I'm a lot older than I look probably. And back in my day, We didn't have the content creators to go for, okay? We didn't go to YouTube to find cheats because YouTube actually didn't exist when I was playing games when I was younger, okay? I've been playing games since I was like 3 years old, by the way. But either way, we didn't have YouTube and just, there's all this YouTube stuff, right? So instead, and if you're old, and I know a lot of you out there will know what I'm talking about when I throw out some of these names. We wanted to find cheats. There was a site called cheatplanet.com. There was also a site called gamefacts.com. Also, there were like 2 or 3 other sites. I don't even remember the names of them, but they were like cheatbase.com or cheatworld or something, cheatsomething.com. There was Cheat Planet was one I remember because it was the best one, but there were other ones too. And you'd go on there, and they would have cheats for every single game, and they were user submitted. And the vast majority were just really, really game-breaking tips. And so when I grew up, that was what we called cheats. There were obviously cheats like exploit cheats, where it was like, you go to this thing, you press A, jump up and down, and now you're max level. It makes no sense, but it just works, right? And you're like, oh, that's a cheat, right? It's more like an exploit, but it's a cheat. So that's a cheat. In my mind, it's like, that's a cheat. This really good tip is a cheat also, because a cheat is some way to get an unfair advantage over people who don't know the cheat, right? So that was the way I saw it. So the vast majority of those videos are in the place. I could actually go get them and show you if people really want to know what was on there. Because a lot of people saw it and they had like 95, 90% upvotes on like the vast, not all. Some people were like, that's not a cheat and were really pissed off. But most of them had 90% upvote or something like that. And for example, here's some examples of what was on there. At Sapterlith, and this is New World, so if you don't know New World, you'd be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Sapterlith is a place in Eden Grove. You go there, and there are a bunch of dryad wolves. And if you go there, I don't know if it's been nerfed a little bit, the spawns have, actually, when they reworked the wolves. And you can't do it now because the XP sucks. They nerfed the XP. But when I made the video, it was the best way to get XP. You go there, you could grab all the doggos, you could group them up, beat the crap out of them with AoE attacks, and then chop them all up for weirdwood. And then around the time you're done chopping up, you wait another 10 to 30 seconds, and all of them respawn, grab them all again, repeat. Now you're max level logging in 4 hours. If you don't do that, it takes like 25 hours to get max level logging. So it saves you like 20 hours. And so in my world where I grew up, that's a cheat, right? It gives you an unfair advantage over people who don't know about that spot. But the definition of cheat has changed over the years, what I've really learned in the last little while. Makes me think of, I had a friend who was talking about this, something else where somebody, the R word, I don't say the R word anymore because I never knew it was offensive to people because when I grew up, it wasn't the same thing, right? There was actually a point in time, to the best, maybe I'm wrong on this, but the guy I was talking to was saying this, he was even older than me. There was a point in time where R word was actually just the right term for people who have mental handicaps or mentally challenged, whatever the thing is now that you call people with special needs. And that was just what it was called. But now it's not, right? And same thing can be said about other words that I'm not going to mention, right? And so I feel like the definition of cheat, the goalpost for cheat has shifted. And I'm still using the definition from a long time ago. And it does work out that, like, okay, yeah, you get more people to click it, whatever. Like, okay, I was trying to get traction in New World, so I'm like, well, I see this as a cheat, Another example of a cheat was there are certain materials in New World, Azurite chunk, Fey iron, shadow fur, things like this that you could buy that people didn't realize. You could swap out materials with those instead. So instead of star metal, you could use Azurite chunk and still craft the item. So you'd see things where Azurite chunk is like free. Nobody realizes you can use it in place of star metal. So then you could just buy up hundreds of it, go over there, craft it in place of star metal, salvage the items, which will then give you star metal, then go sell that star metal and get your money back, get free XP. I called that a cheat, and a lot of people were furious. That's not cheating. That's just a really good tip. And I'm like, it's just definition. Like, I had another video where, now this one was a cheat. And people are like, I can't believe this guy defends these are cheats. And people are commenting, arguing with me in comments. This one was a cheat in my mind. I'll defend this one. If you try to search sticky vines or any of the dungeon materials from New World, you can't search them. Like, I got that backwards over here. Can't search my little top left thing. They just don't exist. But if you have one, you can go to sell it, see what the prices are, then go to the auction, organize by price, and go next page, next page, next page, next page, next page, next page, until you get to page like 400 or whatever where the 150 coin items are. Oh, there they are. Start buying them all out. And you can literally only get them because nobody knows how to, you physically can't search for them, which then causes people to sell them for cheap and scam themselves because these items should be worth way more than this. You use those, you get double XP for crafting. You're taking advantage of a bug. you're cheating because there's a bug that is making people list these things for cheaper than they should be listed, and you're able to get them and then get free XP bonuses from that. And I call that a cheat. And that one was another one. People are like, that's not a cheat. And I'm like, dude, that's one I will defend. That is a cheat because that was kind of taking advantage of a bug. I actually felt bad for the people selling because they're getting scammed. So I actually felt kind of bad for them, like really, but at least they get to sell them. I mean, they didn't sell them at all before that, until people knew. So that is what all that's about. That's what those cheats are about, cheats and all of that. But there was another thing. Right before this, people were like, well, it was actually because of the video he posted. So I had a video where the title and thumbnail were in such poor taste, and I will own up to that. The title and the thumbnail were in such poor taste. I don't know what I was thinking. Like in my head, it sounded so devious and great. Like this is fun. Like this is going to be exciting and whatever, because the idea was good and the idea was like community friendly, but the title and thumbnail sounded so different in my head than it did to everyone else. So it was something along the lines of, help me destroy all of the servers' economies in New World with massive inflation. And, I don't know, a lot of people couldn't get past the title and thumbnail. I think a lot of people commented before they even watched the video, really. Well, some people watched the video. And I kind of was like, oh, this will be fun, let's get inflation. But the problem was, people have forgotten already that deflation was a problem. Deflation must not be a problem anymore. Because, like, in November, deflation was the big problem in the game. I just talked to someone the other day who quit the game because of deflation. He hasn't come back since. He didn't know that the deflation's not a problem anymore, apparently. And so deflation was a big problem. And that was where I was coming from. So I was like, dude, when people hear inflation and see that word, they're going to be like, I don't care what it is. That's awesome. That was where I was coming from on that. So that's why I titled it Such Bad Taste. And then I made the video and telling people about how everyone opens all their lockboxes on a Hypop server every single day, which they're not actually going to do. But if everyone did, if everyone logged in every day to do the lockboxes, it would generate somewhere between 35 million and 100 million coins during the event. So we're like, well, you get that much from Outpost Rush. And I went through and I crunched the numbers. The amount from the lockboxes, if everyone opened them, was as much as Outpost Rush, Dungeons, and whatever the third one was. I can't remember the third one. There was a third one I had listed too that people always go to for money generation. But all those things combined were the same as the lockboxes or less. That's how much money those lockboxes get. It doesn't feel like much because you get 300. But you have to remember that on a Hypop server, in and out 5,000 to 10,000 people come in and out every day. There's 1,600 people online, and most people play for an hour or two. So I don't want to get that. People really got mad about that. So I really shouldn't even get into that because I don't know. Even now, I might be like getting people pissed off. Right? My bad. But yeah, so there was that. But that was what it was just telling people to open their lockboxes, bro. Like if opening your lockbox is an exploit, like ban my account because I open my lockboxes. Well, I don't now. I actually held them now in case people really want me to throw them away. Like I will throw away my lockboxes to combat inflation. I have no problem with that. I really don't care, like, at all. I think those were the main controversies. There was something about, dude, there's one guy who was like, this guy is part of the hacker forum, and he's trying to hack the game all the time and has some hacking exploit thread where he encourages people to hack the game. I was like, dude, this guy's like literally got a tinfoil hat on. What in the hell did I just read? It was crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. There were actually a bunch of comments that not that same idea, but things I would equally like, what the hell did I just read? Anyway, so I'm not going to address ones like that because it's just like complete insanity. Like, anyway, and then I think there was one more thing. There are people like, oh, what if he was playing with a different video? Well, that's been resolved. Another one was, what if the copyright claim was not from Amazon, but someone impersonating Amazon? Well, that's not the case. It was from the email attached to it was irdito.com. And I did some research, and they are partnered with AWS for cybersecurity and for intellectual property protection, which totally lined up. And I sent them an email, and they finally did respond on Monday asking for the video in question. And I sent them the link, and I never got another reply ever. Maybe I will someday, but it doesn't matter because it got resolved. So that was who actually took it down. So somebody said it to them. They're the enforcer in this situation. They enforced it. It was through Amazon to the best of my knowledge. I don't see any way it couldn't have been based on the information that I was provided, which was very, very little. So what does all this mean for this YouTube, though? Well, I guess since I've got the green light to make videos again, I guess I will keep making New World videos. I would like more clarification. If I get more clarification, I may update you guys on that situation for the other content creators, or I may reach out to them privately and say, but really I probably should do something public because then smaller content creators get left out in the dust not knowing what they're allowed to do. But I would like some clarification, but I guess I'm going to keep doing New World videos starting tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I need to cover a lot of different things. I really got to make those updated crafting guides. I made the weaponsmithing one after the patch and the changes. I've not gotten around to the others. I really got to bang out all those videos. There's a bunch of different videos I need to make. Now that I have revealed my face to you guys, that opens up a lot of possibilities for comedic videos related to New World. I was thinking about being a news reporter and doing green screen hilarious stuff. Like, maybe I will if I have time. I mean, I'm working, like, this is a chance for me to talk to you guys, because anyone who's made it this far is going to be a big supporter of my channel, okay? If you are watching this point, you are probably a big supporter of my channel, and I appreciate your support a lot. And this is my chance to speak to you to let you know I actually work like 8 to 12 hours a day most days on this YouTube, okay? Some days lately, I've finally been dialing it back to like maybe an average of 6 or 7 days a week, not 5-day average, 7 days a week, 6 days average, or 6 hours average. That is how much I work to get this content out to you guys. And I have no problem with that. I really am enjoying my job. I'm enjoying the position I'm in as like a New World authority. I have fun doing this. There are times where I feel burnout, and there are times that I get just reinvigorated. This patch reinvigorated me. I'm playing again. I'm having fun. I think this patch is the best patch that's come to New World yet, because crafting skills and refining skills and gathering skills go forever. I can just go and grab hemp, and I have fun. I don't ignore things when I see it. I have fun with everything I do when I'm out running around. It makes the game amazing. But I work hard to get these videos to you guys. I don't need your appreciation or your thanks, though. I just hope that you guys enjoy the content, and I do appreciate any support that you guys want to give. It means a lot to me, and thank you very much for supporting this channel, not just through this time, but even before this. And on that same note, I want to give, again, a special thanks to Asmongold. I so doubt that you have time to watch this entire video. So the chances of you seeing this part, and not just you, the other people I'm about to get to too, the chances of any of you seeing this part of this video are like 5%, okay? Because this is a long-ass video, dude. But if you're watching Asmongold, Kira TV, Swole Benji, I'm going to look the others up. Asmongold, Kira TV, Swole Benji, and It's Termex are the ones that I was aware of. Now, I bet you there are others out there that I was not told about who also supported me in this situation. And to all of you who supported my channel during this obnoxious thing that happened, thank you very much. I appreciate it very, very much. I honestly believe that if it did not get so much coverage from so many different big names out there, I don't know if I would have ever had a resolution to this. I have 50,000 subs, basically, but that is not as much as it seems like it is. So I don't know if I would have had a resolution or if I would have, but it would have taken weeks and weeks and weeks and lots of fighting, which I wasn't going to fight, because at that point I was like, I'm not even going to... if it wouldn't have gotten resolved this fast, I wouldn't have been able to go back to making New World videos, so it would have damaged me financially in a large way, because I would have to stop making content until I get this resolved. So to all of you involved, and also all of you who went to the forums and defended me on my behalf, I did not tell you guys to do that. I did not tell you guys to go to Reddit. I didn't tell anyone to do anything. I completely stayed out of this out of fear of legal repercussions. I wasn't going to go and do anything, because I was like, I don't want anything come after me. I'm just going to let people do whatever they want, but I'm not doing anything here. So thank you for going out there and supporting me and making sure that they were aware that this was a problem and that it needed to be addressed. Thank you, Amazon, for addressing this and fixing this issue in as timely manner as you can. I know you guys don't want to come into work on the weekend. I know Mondays as soon as you can deal with it in most cases, because the full team isn't going to be in work until Monday. I understand that, and I want you to know I appreciate you guys getting this resolved in a timely manner. Thank you to everybody involved. I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And just thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for everything that you've done. And I hope that I can go forward making new World content forever. I want to keep making New World content forever. Hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully no other just nonsense like this happens. Hopefully we get clarification so that I know what I'm allowed to post and what I'm not allowed to post, so I don't ever have to deal with something like this again. And just thank you guys very much for everything that you've done and everything that you do. And that's it, man. That's everything I've got to say about this. I can't think of anything else. So thank you guys very much. Have happy holidays. I don't want to say a specific one. I don't know which one you guys celebrate. Have a happy holidays. And I will see you guys next time.